What's up, guys? Welcome back to Natalie's Reptile Room. Today, this is your host, Natalie.
What am I?
Co-host Kevin. Special guest here,
Penny.
Penny.
What's up, guys? Today we are getting back into our enclosure setups. We haven't done one of these in a while. The enclosure setups. It's been a minute. As I'm sure you guys could tell from our special guest Penny, our enclosure setup today is for African Fat-Tailed Geckos.
Yep.
We have already done a full care video for African Fat-Tailed Geckos. So if you guys are looking for a care video, you can watch that right there. But today is going to be only about the enclosure setup. How's that sound?
Good.
Good. If you guys did watch that video, you know that Penny is probably our cutest and our sweetest reptile that we have.
Yeah, she is the sweetest and the cutest reptile out of all of our reptiles.
I think so. But she is super sweet. As sweet as she is, I'm excited to show her off again.
Mm-hmm.
She's beautiful and she's got a beautiful personality.
Go.
Well, alright, ready to get into the setup?
Yeah.
Let's do it. And as always, we will include the links to everything that we're using in the description.
Yep. Comment down below if you think that is awesome.
Yeah. Alright, you ready to get into it?
Yep. Oh, hi guys. I am patting down the substrate right now.
Yes, she's getting it all ready. Alright, so as the name implies, African Fat-Tailed Geckos come from where?
African.
Africa, exactly right.
Dad, can you get that real quick?
In our care video on Penny, we had mentioned Dave Kaufman's video on him observing African Fat-Tailed Geckos in the wild, which provided great information on keeping them. And we'll put a link to that, to his video down in the description as well.
Okay guys, I think I'm done patting down this, so I think we are ready.
What he found was African Fat-Tailed Geckos were living in little burrows at the base of termite mounds. These burrows were hot and humid. Inside the burrows, it was 95 degrees at 90% humidity. So as we get more into the setup, we're going to recreate that as much as possible in the enclosure. Let's start with the enclosure itself. I'm sure you guys have seen people keep an African Fat-Tailed Gecko in a 10-gallon tank. That is far too small for a few reasons. We will get into the actual temperatures in a bit, but you will need a proper heat gradient from a hot side to a cool side. And if your tank is too small, it's nearly impossible to get that gradient. So do you remember, Natalie, how they have to have a cool side and a warm side?
Yep.
The second reason, they are pretty active geckos. They will need room to explore, room to exercise, and room to add enrichment. You don't want her being like cramped, right?
Yeah, you don't want to be like, oh, this is perfect. Let's just add. We can't. What if we were like bad owners and we were like this? Let's find.
We'll give her one rock and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. African Fat-Tailed Geckos are terrestrial lizards, which means they are not what?
Arboreal.
Arboreal, or what do you like to call them? Sticky
geckos.
Sticky geckos, exactly right. So when it comes to picking the enclosure, you should focus on floor space rather than it being tall, length and width over height. What Natalie and I are using here is a 20-gallon tank that we got on Marketplace for like 30 bucks. That's a pro at finding good deals, ain't I?
Yeah.
My only complaint about this tank is, as we have mentioned throughout our channel, is if you plan on taming or socializing your reptile, you should get a what opening enclosure?
Front opening.
Front opening.
So they don't think that you are like getting them.
Like you're a predator, right?
Yeah, you don't want to be like that.
Exactly.
Then they will not like you.
Exactly. However, with Penny, this isn't an issue. The moment we got her, she was puppy dog tame. Never looked at us as like a predator.
Yeah. Our cat's gonna join us.
Okay.
I meant our dog.
Our dog?
Yep.
Okay, and now on to heating and lighting. African fat-tailed geckos are kind of a mix of nocturnal and crepuscular.
Here's puppy.
Oh, we got a puppy now.
Yeah.
Meaning they are not out there basking in the sun. They're collecting residual heat, belly heat, after the sun goes down. They aren't a basking species like the bearded dragon, right?
Yeah.
So for those reasons, we would recommend a heat mat or heat tape rather than basking lamps or heat panels. So what Natalie and I have here is, well, first, what are our two do's or don'ts with heat pads?
I think that is cool.
Do you remember the heat pad itself always goes on the outside of the tank?
Yes.
Good. And always get a what with a heat mat?
A heat mat. A thermostat.
A thermostat. Exactly right.
Good job, puppy.
Good job, puppy. But they usually sell these as a combo, like the heat mat and the thermostat combined in like a combo. And we'll include one in the description. As far as the temperatures themselves, they should have a hot side of 90 to 95 degrees, an ambient temperature of 80 to 85, and a cool side of 75 to 80 degrees. With a 10-gallon tank, getting that range of temperatures would be nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Because you need this length to have a hot side and a cool side, right?
Yeah.
Despite not being a basking species, you will notice that we have a UVB light. A lot of people will tell you African fat-tailed geckos and leopard geckos don't need UVB. Although not required, UVB has been proven to help African fat-tailed geckos and leopard geckos.
Yeah.
In our opinion, if it's only going to help and not hurt, we're gonna include it.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and put this on here.
Okay, so we're putting that on there.
And the thermostat that we are using is, and I'm probably going to mispronounce this, Alceu, which it came in the combo. All right, humidity. As we mentioned from Dave Kaufman's findings, they like it hot and humid.
Yeah.
In the enclosure, you're going to want humidity levels between 65 and 85%,
Yeah.
which means you are going to want a substrate good for holding in
Humidity.
moisture. Moisture, exactly. So what Natalie and I are using here is a topsoil and clay sand mix.
Yep.
We use roughly 70% topsoil, 30% clay sand, and we mix it all together.
Yeah, but I already put all this stuff in.
Yes, you did. You did an awesome job.
I already put all of that. I said all this stuff.
Exactly. And what is the type of sand you cannot use?
Calcium.
Calcium sand. Exactly. If ingested, calcium sand can cause a blockage and impaction and possibly kill your gecko. Definitely don't want that.
Yeah.
Next is hides. How many hides should you include?
3.
3, exactly right. One on the warm end, one on the cool end, and a humidity hide.
Yeah.
Although your humidity will be pretty high throughout the enclosure, a humidity hide will help out with 2 things, shedding and water. And we're also going to put a little video in here of what we make the humidity hide out of. So you ready to start adding this stuff? Alright, so why don't you go ahead and add the hides. So you need one on the cool end.
Wow,
Perfect.
that looks pretty.
That looks great. And then one on the warm end. And then the humidity hide, which should go closer to the warm end.
Here is this. Is this for haul?
Yes. Now, although you should still include a water dish, which you can go ahead and add that next, they will mainly drink droplets of water. So water droplets collecting in the humidity hide will give them a place to get a drink.
Yeah.
We see her drinking from both, the hide and from her water bowl.
Yeah.
Good job, you got the water bowl in there. And on the topic of bowls, just like leopard geckos, you will want to include a calcium bowl.
And this
So
is
you
what
got that?
you can eat.
Right. So you can go ahead and add that. Perfect.
Yep.
And finally, to enrichment. As you can imagine, getting put in a tank with absolutely nothing to do can get boring. It
Yeah.
would be like if I stuck you in your room with 0 toys. That'd be boring.
Yeah, then I could just be like,
And no reptiles.
yeah, I'll just be like this.
Oh man. But you need to add enrichment to mentally and physically stimulate your reptile.
Uh-huh.
Foliage and plants to hide in.
Oh!
Branches and cork bark to climb on. Let them look for hidden food. All this stuff can be considered enrichment. Natalie is going to add the enrichment portion.
I just forgot about that. So this has to go.
Ornament. So we're also adding in a little tunnel for her. Next we're going to add some foliage. Foliage. Some more plants.
Wow, this is pretty.
You can add that on the other side. Oh dear. Good job. I'm gonna add a couple more fake plants to when we spray down her enclosure. These will collect water also.
Look at that, guys. This is awesome.
That is cool.
We have like this.
I don't even remember where we got that.
She'll probably love this.
Perfect. And then we got some sticks to add in. There you go. A whole log.
Probably won't fit.
Running out of room. And then one more fake plant that we'll add on this side.
That is a plant side.
Yes. And there we go. Could you imagine trying to cram all this stuff into a tank half that size?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Actually, look.
And here we go, guys. Final piece is the gecko.
Animal. The animal.
Oh, I think she loves it.
Aww.
You like it, Penny?
Yeah.
Alright guys, and that does it for our African Fat-Tailed enclosure setup.
Yep.
That was a good one. I like her enclosure. But if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, make sure to leave us a like and consider subscribing for more of our reptile adventures.
Yep.
Alright guys, we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye
I
guys.
go to school Wednesday.
Oh yeah, she's going to school.
Yep.
Bye guys.